I never solved the problem for myself of how to keep the weight off until I was 51. When I was 51, I found out about intermittent fasting. And not that I hadn't done intermittent fasting in the past, I just didn't know there was a name for it. And basically, every time we go to bed at night and we sleep, we are intermittent fasting. We are not eating. Intermittent fasting basically means you're not eating, and then you have times of eating, and they call that the eating window. Well, I learned about that when I was 51, and I was 80 pounds overweight, and I had started to lose the weight, and I still had 50 pounds to go. And I found out about intermittent fasting and the low carb diet, started to understand that I was addicted to sugar and carbs and how addictive they were. And I lost the weight, I reached my goal weight, and I was able to maintain the weight loss. So what did I do? I wrote a book, and I wanted to tell everybody about it. I wrote 2 journals and workbooks and published all of those on Amazon. I started a YouTube channel, and now I've started a newsletter, a podcast, a blog. I'm putting out workshops and courses to tell my story, to tell what worked for me, hoping that other people like you will find some nuggets of truth, some keys, some steps, some tips, ideas for helping you lose weight, if that's your goal, and to get healthier. The tagline for my business, Weight Loss Success, is transform your body, transform your life. It's not related to fitness exclusively or having fitness as part of the weight loss, because I separated those 2 things out. I did not exercise in order to lose weight. I knew I wanted to get in shape in the end, but I did not do that to lose weight. That is one of the key things, one of the many key things to make this time work for me. When I saw that it was such a huge goal and I'd never been able to accomplish the goal, not yo-yo dieting and actually maintain the weight, then I knew I had to take it seriously. My health was getting worse. I had more and more health issues as I was obese. And COVID came along, and the studies had said that people who were obese had more complications with COVID. That was one thing. People getting cancer who were overweight or obese that were in my life, and realizing, oh, yeah, that could be me. And then finding out I actually had cancer, didn't realize it, had to have a full hysterectomy while I was in the obese category. That's when the symptoms started. So I didn't even realize I was actually at risk myself. So I took it seriously. I figured out how to make it work, and it was a work in progress. It was not perfect. It was bumpy road. It was messy. It was complicated, losing the weight, figuring it out. And it's not perfect yet. I have not perfected it. It's not going to be perfect because I'm not perfect, but it's working. The chart on my wall behind me is me now getting in shape. It's been 2 years. I've been trying to get in shape. That was my goal. Lose the weight, then get in shape. I've tried lots of different things. Tried to join a gym, tried to get a fitness instructor, tried to do it on my own. Lots of starts and stops. Always would have another goal. And then I thought, why don't I use the same system that worked for me when I lost the weight, which was a physical chart on the wall. Physical. It's not on my phone, which I can forget. It's a physical thing, and gamify it. Make it fun. So every day I can fill in the colors, and this worked for me. I had a different type of chart when I was losing the weight, and it was based on 5 pounds each time. When I'd finished the 5 pounds and I was into the 6th or 7th pound, I colored those 5 blocks in. That worked really well. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this differently. So this is for my cardio, and this is for the rest of my body. My arms, my abs, my butt, my back, and my legs. And so I just started this recently. This is new, but it is working so far. I'm sleeping better. I have more energy, which is great after just a few days. It's not that I have been a couch potato for the last 2 years. I have been trying to get in better shape, but it never stuck. And the last few months, I've actually been able to almost do yoga and Pilates every morning, almost every morning, but not quite. And so I thought, okay, but I actually really want to get in good shape. And for me, that meant 3 things. Being able to do 10 sit-ups, being able to play a full game of tennis, and we live near a cliff that has steps up, like a stairway up the cliff, and it's 289 stairs. My goal is to be able to hike those without stopping. That means I'm in good shape. We went for a walk a while back, and my daughter's boyfriend came with us. He ran down those stairs and ran up them again. He's in incredible shape. I don't know if I'll get to that level, but at least to be able to go up the stairs without stopping would be great. It takes me usually 20, 30 minutes to go back up those stairs because I have to stop so many times. That's how out of shape I've been. So this is where I'm at, and this is one way that you may be able to gamify getting to your goals. Maybe your goal is the weight loss like mine was in the past. Maybe you can make a chart, put it on your wall somewhere in your house. And you know the phrase, out of sight, out of mind. And that's what I use for carbs and sugar. I keep them out of my sight, out of mind, out of the house for all the really tempting ones. Then they're not tempting to me. This is the opposite. So instead of out of sight, out of mind, this is in sight, in mind. It's in sight every single day. I can look at this. Every single day I'm going to mark on it. So it's a reverse way. So if it works one way, let's see if it works the other. And it did work for me when I was losing the weight. Now I'm seeing if it's going to work for getting in shape. I do this for my YouTube videos. So I have a chart on the wall, 365, filling the little blocks in every time I post another video. I have this for other things that I'm wanting to improve in my life, wanting to learn. And so gamifying it, making it visual, making it something that I can mark down. I almost can keep it out of my mind in terms of I don't have to fill my mind with that because it's on the wall, it's physical. I know I can fill it in every day. I don't have to think about it. It's just a habit. It's just a routine, part of my life. We'll see how it goes. I will document this. I've talked about this in other videos too, but I'm just sharing my process. Maybe you can have some ideas about how to gamify it for you. When I was keeping track of my weight, I had a chart on the wall too. And every day I'd write in my weight. And of course I'd go up and down, but between the weeks, I could see that I was slowly losing the weight. And just documenting it and having it on the wall and knowing that I'll reach the goal eventually. If I just keep doing it a little bit every day, I'm going to reach the goal. Even if it takes 2 years. It took me 2.5 years to lose the 80 pounds. The time's going to pass anyways. So if I hadn't started the 2.5 years before, I would have still been 80 pounds overweight. So know that it can take a long time. That's okay. Your life will improve and be better by putting in the time, by putting in little tiny daily habits, changing a little bit at a time. Little bits add up and you become a different person. Like, I really feel like a different person. I am so much healthier. I've never been this healthy in my life. My skin cleared up and I'd had acne problems for decades. My hair got thicker. My blood pressure went down. My resting heart rate went back to a proper normal range. I don't have the aches and pains that I used to when I would get up in the morning. It's just, I feel better. I don't have stomach aches. I don't have headaches. I have so much better health because I'm eating so healthy right now. It's not as fun. I did have to say goodbye to a lot of foods and I don't eat them on a regular basis anymore. I do not have them in the house. So that's not as fun, but it's a tiny bit of sacrifice to feeling so good and feeling healthy and feeling like I want to live. I want to wake up every morning and I want to live for a long time. There were times when I was obese and felt so sick and just hated myself, hated my body, hated the fact that I had these eating disorders that I couldn't get a hold of, that I couldn't tackle. It was not fun. And now it's like, wow, I never knew I could feel this good. I really didn't. And it's a work in progress. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still learning, but I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about what I'm going to keep learning about my own body as I improve, as I learn new ways to make this work. And how I can share it with you. Maybe you can share with me what's working for you. There's a lot of give and take in this, and I've learned so much from the online support groups that I've been part of. One of them is fairly large, and I read all of these people's stories of what worked for them related to intermittent fasting and eating low carb. And for me, also, it was overcoming my addictions and dealing with my addictions. I've not overcome them completely, but I'm knowing how to manage them, and also my eating disorders and how to manage those. So I hope this can help you, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. You can check out my books on Amazon. I've got the book that I wrote right after I'd lost the weight, and then I wrote these 2 workbooks and journals, and there's 2 different sizes here. And I have courses coming up where I will be sharing even more of what worked back then to lose the weight and what's working to maintain the weight.